All right, this next clip is called Right Wing Rogan Compilation. Now let's watch this. Apparently, some people are defending Rogan on his subreddit saying, oh, really? You guys think he's right wing? I think recently now he's been more right wing than left wing. That's for sure, in my humblest opinion.
I really believe if Michelle Obama runs, she wins. She's good. She's great. She's the wife of the best president that we have had in our lifetime. I've never voted right wing in my life. I consider universal basic income a really good idea. I want free college education. Take it easy. Hello, Bernie.
How are you, Joe?
Wonderful. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I like Tulsa.
Bro, who doesn't love Bernie Sanders?
And I like Bernie. That's it.
Oh, yeah?
Everybody else can eat shit.
Look at you, fucking progressive.
Yeah. I think I'll probably vote for Bernie. I think he's looking out for the interests of the working people. And I think he wants people to have a better life and do better. And I'm all for that. And if that means I have to pay more in tax, like people think, oh, you're a socialist. I've heard people say that. Oh, you're a socialist, bro. Like, first of all, he's not even a socialist. He's a democratic socialist. It's a different thing. I would like to spend more in taxes if they could fix inner city communities and take these poor neighborhoods and throw a fuckload of spend more.
What happened to this Joe, man? It's California Joe, man. California Joe Rogan, man. He was the best, bro.
You fucking Republican piece of shit. 87% of scientists said that human activity is driving global warming. I'm very pro-choice. I'm very women's rights, civil rights, gay rights, trans rights. I'm even universal health care. Obviously, this protected status is driving me crazy. This thing that Trump's doing with children that were born in other countries and then brought over here as children, and then they're talking about deporting them. That drives me fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's
that kind of shit. And the hard right version of that is despicable. These people that I see online, why didn't they apply for citizenship? Oh, who knows? Maybe because they're fucking 13. I don't give a fuck if they broke the law. You don't take parents and kids and separate them. You just fucking don't. You know Alonzo?
No, who's that?
A funny comedian.
Yeah.
He said, he goes, not all Donald Trump supporters are racist, but all racists are Donald Trump supporters.
What happened to Joe? Maybe it's all the friends that he got in Texas that kind of leaned him to the right. This Joe Rogan, I used to watch a lot of. Honestly, I did. But then when he moved to Texas, man, I mean, he just turned sour. He just soured on everything.
Definitely awaken that side.
But the January 6th thing is important.
See, it is important,
And
but is it the 6 months later? Should be the ruling number one conversation of a journalist?
I think it's really important. And one of the reasons why I think it's important because it highlights the reasons why a guy like Donald Trump is so fucking dangerous. Is because a guy can incite a bunch of morons to do something really fucking stupid. But as far as trans people, some trans people listening to this, I got nothing but love for you. For everybody. And in fact, Eddie Izzard is one of my all-time favorite guests.
Oh, I love Izzard.
The right-wing thing is just an easy way to dismiss me, because I'm not right-wing. I can't recommend your book, Race Matters, enough.
There's certain things that we can agree that Joe has a stance on, right? He used to go and have reasonable debates, right? Against people that are not so reasonable, like Dave Rubin, when he tried to talk about what's wrong with having a carpenter or like what do you call an architect or something like that work like freely, right, like with no regulations.
Generally, what problem would you everything you're building here right now, right? Do you want the government to tell you how to do all these things and all the regulations that you got to have your electric thing this far from this and like all
the regulations like that for construction are important though. You do have to make sure that people don't do stupid shit.
But
make sure
generally,
you don't have a power line that's near a water line. There's a lot of.
But I would put most of that on the builders.
And Joe was like, bro, you need regulations, right? Because people do shortcuts.
They want to build things that are good. Now I get it.
That's not true. Listen, people
people are going to build
corners all the time. Like you have to have regulations when it comes to construction methods, or people are going to get fucked.
They cut corners when there are regulations anyway.
They do. They would cut a lot more if there weren't regulations.
I'm not.
He has certain philosophies about certain things. Also, like with Candace Owens about the climate change, right? And how Candace Owens didn't believe in it. He's like, how could you not believe in climate change, right?
The conflict after stating in a very smug way that humans don't need to care for the environment because climate change doesn't exist.
You don't think we have to care about the environment? Like, what do you...
No, not even a little bit. Like,
not even a little bit?
No. Okay, let me clarify this. I don't throw trash on the ground. Like, I'm not saying like we need to like trash the environment. But do I believe in climate change? No.
Joe pushed back on this initial statement by arguing that the topic was incredibly complex and that maybe Candace wasn't in a position to make this claim. Things became even worse when Jamie brought up a website to support Joe's side of the argument.
The vast majority, 87% of scientists, said that human activity is driving global warming.
Yeah, I don't believe this at all, just so you know.
Which resulted in Candace implying that they were specifically searching for data to support what Joe already believed.
I guess look up the opposite, right? Instead of looking for what
But
you're
wait a
searching
minute,
for,
but
looking for what
why-
you're not looking
That's
for.
not what I didn't search for it. That's what I found when I searched it.
Joe then doubled down on just how detrimental the climate situation could be.
This could negatively impact all sorts of coastal cities. This could be a gigantic problem. This is not like propaganda that's drummed up by some sort of big business that seeks to make money off of this.
Yet Candace showed no interest in changing her belief on the topic, escalating the conflict even further.
I don't believe it's real. Okay, so I can't
But
sit
why?
here.
But
I
here's the
can't.
question.
I can't.
But why have a belief? Why have a belief as to whether or not global warming is real or not real?
Because
If
I
you
just
don't have a
find that
background
when
in
things
it, you don't
you're
understand
correct.
the science.
You are correct.
But why have a belief in it?
Right. So it's not a belief. It's not a belief in it. I don't believe in it.
Joe was eventually able to get Candace to admit that she didn't really know what she was talking about.
How about not have a belief until you really have
okay,
looked
so
at the
you
data?
would prefer if my language, as opposed to admitting that I do not know this, I wouldn't die in this hill, I've never made a video, I've never made a public statement. You would have preferred if I had just started by saying,
I don't know.
I have no opinion.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. You say
But
I
I
don't.
said I didn't know.
No, you say I don't believe in it.
Yeah.
I don't believe in it. You're saying really clearly
Yeah.
that you don't.
But all that stuff, it's sad to say, but it's subjective to some people's minds, right? They're gonna say climate change. What is that? The climate changes. It's hot and it's cold, and they don't get it. They don't get it, right? But that's how people sometimes are. They're naive. They're ignorant, and at times Joe, I think more recently, has been more ignorant, more naive, very, very cocky on his stances, and that's what we see now. But back then, a year ago, 2 years ago, Rogan was very much on the left on a lot of things. And now he's just he's mad about homeless people and what do we do with these homeless people and blah blah blah. So yeah, it's up to your guys' interpretation on how Joe Rogan is now, because some of the things that he says are just a little whack, a little lame, and he gets fact checked a lot, and he's just getting information from his friends, right? I heard it from a friend. So yeah, it's sad to see California Joe leave, but I hope we see him again one day. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Let me know what you guys think about right wing Joe.